Hello and welcome to Pat Bear's Anime Club, an ongoing video series where every other Monday I put a new video taking a look at something from the world of anime that I want to chat with you about. It could be a deep dive, it could be an explainer, it could be a look at a manga or visual novel, or talking about some kind of obscure subgenre that I currently am interested in. This one you're probably familiar with if you watch my previous videos. Every season I end up doing this. So that's where we're going to be today, is talking about all 10 Winter 2024 Isekai. There are a bunch of them, as I said, there are 10, and I have watched several of them, and I'm going to let you know a little bit, I should say, about each of them, and if I'm going to keep watching them, or if I am going to make the decision to not watch it at all. Because there's at least one that I just have no intention of watching, and I'll let you know as we go through them. Let me click over here. Here we go. Fluffy Paradise. You know I'm watching this. I already watched 2 at time of this recording. I'm going to keep watching the rest of the season. A girl dies. She is reincarnated with a choice of powers from a god who is testing if humanity should still exist in this world. She chooses, I want to hang out with fluffy animals, because petting animals was the only comfort she had in her previous life. So every animal loves her, including giant, cool, divine beasts like the tiger you see here, a sky tiger. I was trying to think of the name of it. And dragons. The last episode that I watched had a bunch of dragons that are all very cool with her. And I'm sure there's going to be some shenanigans as we continue at this. I think it's going to be pretty light, but there might be some moments of sadness. I believe there are at least some demi-humans involved in this as well. And it's going to be pretty easy to watch. Pretty fun. I'm looking forward to more of Fluffy Paradise. This is, of the shows out this season, this is an easy recommendation. Okay, so I'm going to be watching My Instant Death Ability is Overpowered. I don't necessarily think you should, because I've read the manga, and there's only one real reason I like this. It's that a guy that gets summoned along with his whole class doesn't get an ability in that world, but it doesn't matter because his instant death ability isn't given to him by the goddess who gave everybody else their powers. It's given to him somehow on Earth. He shows up in this world with already a cheat ability. And a lot of it comes from the humor of the characters around him reacting to this and being put in situations where he one-shots. It's an overpowered fantasy. It's goofy. There's a lot. We probably won't even touch it in the anime. The manga takes a very long time to really dive deep into it. Although I would say the first episode does kind of give you a tease of what's going on with this kid, which you don't find in the manga. I think it's a light novel holdover. But there's no big mystery. It's just an easy watch. I'm checking it out. It's on High Dive. I don't think you should watch it, but I like it. You might like Sasaki and Peeps. I can't fully tell if I do or not. The simple, easy premise where it starts, I think, is like a great place to begin with. You got your gung-ho but kind of beaten down middle-aged guy just decides, you know what, I'm going to get a pet. That's going to change my life for the better. Ends up with this bird who can talk and is apparently a mage from a different world. And then magic happens and they go back and forth. But there's other stuff happening. The first episode, which is a double length, also introduced the idea that there are psychic users on Earth, which he's not, but he gets, they think he is, but he can use magic, but it's not the same. And there's also the high school girl that is in this photo here, over here, is probably yandere, and I hate that. I'll say at the time of this recording, episode 2 is out, and I haven't watched it yet. I could see myself dropping this. I could see myself saying that when I do my wrap up, yeah, this is a show that I just trailed off on. But the premise is so strong, and Peachon, translated to Peeps, but it's Peachon, is great, and I don't know. I'm hoping that it's awesome. It might not be, but at very least right now I can tell you I am watching this. Dr. Elise, the Royal Lady with the Lamp. is an isekai, because some people were saying passing on an isekai. It is an isekai. It's just that the main story we're watching is post isekai. Elise was a villainess and she dies. And then she is reborn on our world. And she ends up being a doctor, and she, understands where she went wrong and the terribleness that was part of her. And it's like a redemption story. And then she dies. And then it becomes a regression story. She goes back to her original world in the past. And now, with her knowledge of medicine and her knowledge of that world and what happens because of her in that world, she's going to try to make things better. So it is an isekai. We're just watching the effects of it after that. So it counts. In my opinion, it counts. Maybe some people, Dr. Elise doesn't. Or Elise. I read it as Elise. It's probably Elise. I've watched the first episode. I really thought it was engaging and interesting. I'm looking forward to more of it. This is one that I'm watching weekly. I'm not covering weekly, but I am watching weekly because I just think it's a really strong premise for a show. And also, this season is a lot of more female-led isekai than we're used to. But I always try to at least give those a shot because, anyone that is not then a power-based, overpowered main character harem show. And I'm in favor of more, less of that and more of the old school traditional isekai. Another female-led story. The weakest tamer began a journey to pick up trash. Looks incredibly cute. You've got this little cute slime. You've got this cute girl. It's going to be a laid-back, wholesome adventure. No, it's sad. This show is sad. This show is going to be very sad. Please do not be fooled. They are not pulling a bait and switch on you. As soon as you start watching the first episode, oh yeah, this is rough. Like, I'm reading the manga, and the manga is great. And then at a certain point, I'm just like, fuck. Like, I think we're going to get to that in the anime, probably. Just a point where you're like, could this girl catch a break? And the answer is probably not. So, this is a public service announcement. This is not chill. It is beautiful, but it's not chill. And I'm enjoying it. A series that you might enjoy, and I am certainly digging, is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. I'll tell you right now, the wrong way is healing yourself so that you can fight more. That's it. There are fun animals in this series. There's an owl later. I don't think the owl should show up, but hasn't yet. But yeah, dude gets isekai'd along with some other people. He has they can tell, like, oh, you have a talent for healing. There are only so many healers out there. And healers die easy because they're protecting people, right? They're focusing all their efforts on healing. So there is a program to basically do like war medics, really, like wartime medics. It's mashed, but you got to train yourself, and it's brutal, and everyone fucking hates it. And our main character is kind of a masochist because he doesn't really hate it. But he has a single focus on life, which is survival. So yeah, he's healing himself so that he can strengthen himself so that he can't die while healing people. And it's simple. It's a simple story. It goes places. Again, this is a manga that I have read. And I think it's like worth giving it a go. Maybe if my description appeals to you, you can give this one a go. But yeah, I think it's pretty great, and so far a good adaptation. And now, my most literally, Fluffy Paradise was like, I knew I was going to watch this, but there was one other series that I haven't read the manga, or I have read the manga, I should say, haven't read the light novel for, and the manga is way behind the light novel, and I was like, oh, this is going to be another show where I get to watch the anime, and it's going to go past the manga, and that is Villainous Level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord. So Villainous Level 99 is another female-led series. You can see the 4 characters in the bottom of this image. They're the main characters of an Otome game, a dating game with RPG elements, right? And in the game, It's the commoner and the prince and the two sons of high-ranking nobles, and they become a party and they defeat the demon lord. And then it turns out that a girl that bullied her in school turns out to be the hidden boss, and she's even tougher to defeat than the demon lord. But she is defeated, and there's a happy endings. Hooray! That's the game. The anime, of course, which is the light novel adaptation, there's a manga adaptation, is from the perspective of the villainess, who is isekai'd and does not want to be a villainess. She's a game junkie. The reason why she knows this game so well is because she played it a lot for the RPG elements. And she treats the world like an RPG and gets really strong. Level 99. The strongest person besides her is, I think, level 10 at the beginning of the game, as far as children go. And so it's from her perspective. It is her knowing what the plot of the story is, knowing how the characters are going to react. And you're like, oh, okay, so she like befriends everybody and steals everything. Like, no, she's just trying to like, she got strong so that in case she has to, she can defeat the demon lord in case the party isn't strong enough. But she doesn't really want to deal with any of them. She doesn't really want to deal with anyone because she's not good at it. Which is a character with a flaw, a big flaw, is that she's probably on the spectrum. She's probably not good. She's definitely not good at dealing with people or understanding how to interact with folks. And it's compelling and fun to see that. There's a dragon later. Very excited to see that dragon that's coming up soon in the anime. Yeah, this one is an easy recommendation for me. If you like anime with the dating game thing, if you like the idea of the villainess isn't really the villain in this case because of being isekai, if you just like RPG adventures and a main character who is like very smart but not sharp, I think this is a fun one to check out. Does it help that there's a character named Patrick in it? The guy with the gray hair? Yeah, it's nice. That's nice to see in an anime. I like that. Okay, let's get into the maybes. Maybe I'm going to watch this one. There's a lot here that I'm watching. Well, let me just tell you. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 7. I got 7 yeses, right? So, maybe. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 2. I might watch Season 2. Okay, so I think I actually know how I'm going to watch this series, which is I'm not going to be watching it weekly. I'm going to see clips on YouTube of cool action scenes, and I'm going to go, oh, I should watch that. And then I'm going to suffer with all of the weirdness around the cool action scenes because there's a lot of like nonsense and girls in love with a guy and despair and cool powers and trying to have an underdog story while you're maybe a villain but probably not a villain. And I didn't love the first season, so I'm not running to go watch the second one. It's cool they're making more. I hope people really enjoy it, but yeah. I could see myself at the end of the season, in March going like, I guess you go back and watch this. But right now, probably not. Tales of Wedding Rings is our first of 2 shows that I won't be watching. Tales of Wedding Rings, I should say, has a premise that I find somewhat interesting. It has been debated if this is an isekai or not. To me, it fits the criteria of being a different world. It's another dimension. Anyway, our main dude is childhood friends with a girl. She's like, I have to go. I have to go get married to arranged marriage. Also, that's in another dimension. I'm a dimensional being. Bye. And he's like, no. Follows her. Proposes. They're going to get married. Well, that comes with a lot of stuff. He's got to be a hero now. There's legacies and prophecies and all kinds of other nonsense. And that's going to lead to other ladies, as you can tell from this photo. Other ladies are going to... I'll do that. There. See, now I'm looking at where it should be. Not where it is in camera. Yeah, it's a harem thing. It's what if Tenchi went to a different place instead of the ladies coming to Tenchi, I guess. It's probably fucking really horny. Look at it. I'm not. There exists the possibility that someone's going to be like, Pat, my favorite show this season is Tales of Wedding Rings. And I'm going to be like, okay. Or it's like really good trash. And I'm like, all right. There's so much good trash. There's so much good trash that's not isekai this season. That's just adventure that I'm already enjoying. And just like good stuff. There's also very good, easily recommended good stuff this season. We'll get to that later. That's another video where I recommend my favorite shows from the season. But I got to give all the shows more episodes before I can do that. But I can tell you I'm giving no episodes to this because I don't want to watch it. And then our last one is Isekai Onsen Paradise. And I'm not sure I could watch this even if I wanted to, which I don't. This is a 5-minute shorts, and those usually don't get picked up that much these days unless they're tied in with other things. There is a TV version, again, 5 minutes of Isekai Onsen Paradise. There's also a streaming version called the non-Steam version, where all the steam that gets added to hide nudity won't be there. In this 5-minute show about a dude that really loved hot springs who died and got reincarnated in a world where there are hot springs, but nobody likes them because they think they're cursed. So he's got to convince elves and fox girls and whatever that actually onsen are cool. You just got to trust me on this. And it's a 5-minute show. It's based on a manga. It is not the isekai about a guy that reincarnates as a hot spring. That's a different one. And again, as of time of this recording, episode came out 2 days ago. Nobody picked this up. I could imagine High Dive picking up all of them at the end and putting them up as like one episode. They've done that before where they've picked up some shorts. Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting this. I couldn't even find a good photo. This is the best photo I could find. The most high quality photo I could find of it. That isn't just a photo of this elf girl with a sword. That's like the most high quality was that. And I was like, well, that's just anything. So yeah, 2 shows I'm not going to watch. Tales of Wedding Rings and this. Again, I don't even know if I could if I wanted to, and I don't. So it makes it easier. Thanks, licensors. And that's it for all 10 winter 2024 Isekai. So again, as of right now, I'm watching 7. There's 1 I might watch later, 2 I won't watch. Will I be watching all those 7 by the end of the season? Of course not. Sasaki and Peeps, Dr. Elise, Wrongest Way. I could see dropping. My instant death ability is overpowered. I could see myself dropping pretty much half of these. Villainous and Fluffy, I'm going to keep watching because they're good. I enjoy them. So, but the other ones, I don't even know. Now, what I want to hear from you is, what are you watching this season? Are you watching any of these isekai? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Pat Bear's Anime Club, I would love to hear them. We're in 2024, and outside of the like wrap up preview videos and the like anime isekai that I did here and the recommendations, I need more ideas from you. I've done over 100 of these, so I would love to hear from you. Something like you'd love me to deep dive in, or an explainer, whatever. So let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this whole long video. How long is this video? Yeah, this is like under 20 minutes. Sure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Pat Bear's Anime Club. Goodbye.